everybody, what's up? My name's Mackenzie.
And I'm Jonathan.
We are husband and wife, and we'd like to welcome you to TerreDice.
And today we're giving a holiday gift guide for the end of the years. You gotta give gifts to people. Maybe you don't know what they have. Maybe you don't know anything about their board game collection. We've got stuff big and small that's gonna be perfect for every gamer.
Yeah, so this is a wide variety. You can buy it for other people, or you can buy it for yourself and say, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, all of the above. So we now present to you our 2023 holiday gift guide. So first up is accessories, which is honestly my favorite category, but not as much as Jonathan's favorite category because everyone likes little add-ons. So let's say you have someone in your life, they have absolutely everything, or you have absolutely everything. What do you get for board games? I would say the first one is going to be these
X-Trays by Game Trays.
Yeah, so why would you want these?
Okay, cool. So Game Trays has these like plastic trays, which are, great for holding components. Maybe you are when you play games, you take the plastic, you dump into giant piles and it gets messy and things get super out of hand super fast. This helps you organize your components. They have a couple different shapes. I like the big square ones, and then I like the ones that are split down the middle for the smaller components. And I also like that there's tons of different colors because usually there's a color that's very close to each component type. So I put money in the green one. I put water in the blue one.
He also always makes me go back and get different colors if it doesn't aesthetically match the rest of the game.
Yeah, I'm like, can you go get the black one? So these are awesome. I keep them around for every game. They're pretty cheap. We've got a link to them in the description. I would highly recommend getting a couple of these.
Really helpful. The next I'm going to say is upgraded poker chips or money. And more specifically for us, we love these iron clays by Roxley Games.
Ooh, they're so good.
They're so beautiful.
Unfortunately for the 2023 season, I did notice that they're actually out of stock in the US. So if you're looking for this, if you're in Canada, Australia, or New Zealand, you're able to get it. Otherwise, you might have to wait till early 2024.
Yes, but I would just say upgraded money in general. These are great because you can,
so good.
A lot of times in a game, it's going to be like cardboard money. So a gamer would really like to have some generic, nice, high quality looking money that they can play with any game.
Yeah.
And this is actually a gift I gave to you a couple years ago.
It is, yeah.
The gift that keeps on giving. Next is actually a question we get about all the time, and that is going to be game mats. More specifically, this is not a real table, more specifically game toppers. They are our go-to for game mats.
We do love game toppers.
We love them. They come in a bag like this. They have a wide variety of sizes, designs and sizes. You can see which one of them are based on in this little window right here. And I just love a game topper. It was something I thought was kind of excessive when Jonathan first brought them home, but now I absolutely adore how we can match the themes with the different it just really helps immerse you more into the game. It helps you so you can pick up cards so that if you take photos of your game, it doesn't have that glare, so it's really helpful for photography. And then also if you have a nice table, if you're going to be rolling a lot of die, it's going to protect that table as well.
Yeah, so huge fan. Not much more we can say. I think just go check out Game Toppers. They're really, really great. It's definitely on the higher end of the things we've talked about in terms of pricing. So if this is someone you really love, I would get that for them.
Yes.
Next up on this list is a game bag. If they don't have a bag to carry games with them and you see them constantly with their Trader Joe's totes on the way to their friend's house, you should get them a bag. And we love the Game Hall Game Night bags. Check out a picture of them here. We have that in Charlotte's closet. She's sleeping right now. But we would highly recommend you check out those game bags. They're just awesome, and we love toting them around. There's a 4 ticket to ride and a 6 ticket to ride size bag.
Yeah. Next, if you're just at a loss to what to get for them,
or you've waited and it's December 24th today.
Or you waited and you don't want to make a mistake, then you can never go wrong with a gift card. And more specifically, I would get a gift card to Miniature Market or to Game Nerds, which are 2 online stores where you can buy a wide variety of games, wide variety of products, and you really can't go wrong with a gift.
For the next 2 entries on this, we're going to head over to the Board Game Geek store. So the BGG store has 2 particular things that we enjoy a lot. If they have a favorite game, go check their Geek Up sets. So we'll put a link in the chat here. But basically, Geek Up sets are acrylic tokens or special bags with printed stuff on them. I got a bunch of bags for Root to hold all of my different, I got the cats in a bag, I got the birds in a bag. So they have some really cool Geek Up sets, and we've definitely gotten that as gifts for a couple times.
Yes, we We have this friend that loves Hansa Teutonica, and so we got him an upgraded acrylic set from Geek Up.
Yeah, now on the other side, if they're a huge fan, another thing you can get them is art prints. So they have these gorgeous art prints. The whole deal with the art prints is that they took these like really well-known board game artists and they got them to cross over and like do art for a different board game that's like not their board game. So that was kind of a cool thing.
Yeah, it's kind of a way I think also you can like have in your art and your like game room or around your house, or if your partner is like not that into games, they're so pretty that they'll just admire them as regular art. So it works out.
Yeah, we're particularly fans of the Great Western Trail, the Scythe, the Quacks of Quedlinburg. Those ones look awesome.
I love it. And like my daughter is learning cow and train by pointing to the Great Western Trail. And she keeps pointing at like the Scythe mech, and I'm keeping like, mech. And I'm like, she's going to be like, that's a mech. So it's a learning tool.
All right, so let's talk about a couple of games. So first up, party games. What's your party game of the year?
My party game of the year is going to be That's Not a Hat. And it is a game. And it's basically...
It's a game, not a hat.
Yeah, it's basically a memory game where you're going to be passing around these cards and you're trying to remember what card is coming in front of you. And someone will say what they said the card is, and you have to call their bluff or accept it and move on. And it sounds simple in theory, but immediately your brain will turn to mush. And I think it's
completely forget.
A great game to break out for the family. So if you are with family and you want to like give this to them as a family, and everyone can sit around and play this game.
Next up, if they love dungeon crawlers, they love just like beating the goblins and dragons, what game do they get?
Yeah. So I'm going to say Jaws the Lion. This is the like smaller, cheaper version of Gloomhaven.
And it's only gotten cheaper over the years.
And it's only gotten cheaper. So we have
now.
mentioned and talked about this one before, but I think it still stands as an amazing dungeon crawler that, especially if people haven't played Gloomhaven, then this is a great introduction and a great price point that is going to feel like a really big gift to someone that hasn't played it before.
Yeah. As an alternative to that one game that doesn't require a story that you can just play one-off, I have been loving Clank Catacombs. So this is a deck building game where you are trying to move around a dungeon and like collect as much treasure as you can, but the more noise you make being reckless, the closer you're going to come to danger with this dragon who's running around in the catacombs. It is a whole lot of fun. I highly recommend it. It is a fantastic game. So.
Next category is for the person that loves co-ops or like working as a team and we're all going to win or lose together. And my pick is going to be Disney Animated for this year. So the premise of the game is that you are an animation studio and you are trying to create these films together.
Animation studio.
The animation. You are the Walt Disney Company. And you are trying to create all of these classic films. But the villains of these films are trying to stop you. So you have to get the film before you miss your deadline.
And you have to trap them in the ink. You have to like get the villain on paper.
It is adorable. So when you're trying to like build up, you're going to be painting the set and you're going to be building these characters onto the set. And it's just a really beautifully done game, especially if this person or you love Disney. I think this game kind of went unnoticed. And I think it's just a wonderful, wonderful game that definitely deserves more attention.
For me, my co-op this year is Unmatched Tales to Amaze. So if they have any Unmatched sets, they've got, it's the 1v1 combat game where you play as these pop culture figures. It's a whole lot of fun, but Tales to Amaze makes it a co-op against a boss monster. So you're against either the Martian invader or against Mothman, and they're all their different like crazy sidekicks. Now what's really cool about this is that you can use all of those like 1v1 battle characters in this as a cooperative team to fight those bosses. And it's a whole lot of fun. I love how it turned the formula on its head and made it a co-op. I have had so much fun with this game. Next category is If You Love Disney.
Which is a lot of you.
Yep. So,
us too.
There are a lot of Disney games out there, so many Disney games, but there are a couple that we've really, really enjoyed. We've been having fun with Lorcana. It's burning a hole in our pockets. We've been having our fun with Disney Animated, which was mentioned in the co-op category, and there are a few more. One I'd like to recommend is Disney Sorcerer's Arena. So if you like playing like 1v1 head-to-head games, this is a game where you get to mash up 3 Disney characters into a single deck and play this like sort of battle game with those characters. And what's really cool about it is they've got a lot of really unique powers among all those characters, and there's this whole strategy around playing cards that match certain characters, but then also playing certain classes or suits of cards so that you can upgrade and get these like power-up abilities halfway through those battles. It's a whole lot of fun. It's a total brain burner. It's really got a lot of strategy and a lot of crunch, so I really enjoy it.
Definitely. And I would say this is if you love Villainous and you're looking to, like you played Villainous a lot and you're looking to change it up, I would recommend Disney Sorcerer's Arena. It's one of those, again, that I think for some reason it hasn't gotten a lot of attention, but it is a really good game where like the theme and mechanics really meld together. But for my choice, I am choosing Introduction to Evil. This is the reintroduction of the Wicked to the Core Villainous. So this is going to be for the people that love Disney but haven't had a chance to check out the Villainous line. Like you may be wanting to get them into Villainous or get them into like board games in general, but they love Disney. I honestly think Introduction to Evil is going to be their best bet and not Wicked to the Core if they have not played any of the sets before. They really break it down and they really make it as straightforward as possible and kind of even up the characters, I would say, so everyone's just a little bit more balanced, and they've really like streamlined the rule book, so there's just no question. It was their kind of whole point is to not replace Wicked to Core, but just get those Disney people who they want to get into games into the game.
Next up, if they like Star Wars, if they're a huge Star Wars nerd like me, what do they get? They gotta get Star Wars deck building game. Oh man, this is cool. It is a 2-player head-to-head game. You're gonna play basically one side is the Rebels, one side is the Empire, and you're trying to find their hidden bases and blow them up. And so basically once you defeat 3 bases, you win the game. Now, it is a really cool game where there's a market in the center. It's similar to Star Realms, if you're familiar with that. But you can like basically snipe the other person's cards out of the market instead of attacking their base. And so you got kind of this like interplay with that. That's a whole lot of fun. You got neutral cards too. You got to get these ships in front of your base to protect you. It's a lot of fun. All right, next category, if you like cats, what game do you get? What game do you get, Mackenzie?
I don't know, there's like so many cat games.
We came up with some that we really like,
I know. So my current favorite cat game is going to be BOOoop, but more specifically BOOoop, which is the Halloween version, but I'm still recommending it for this, even if you don't want Christmas version. We don't have a Christmas version, so I'm recommending the Halloween version. So in the game, you are kittens on a bed and you are trying to boop each other off of the bed. And the goal of the game is to get 3 kittens in a line, which allows you to upgrade to cats, which then to also get 3 cats in a line, and you will win the game. Now this game is masked in adorable cuteness because it is actually a lot more thinky than it would first seem to be. And it's kind of like, I like to think of it as like advanced, non-broken, like tic-tac-toe. So
yes.
You can get BOOoop if you don't want Halloween, but it's cuter with Halloween, so I get BOOoop.
There is also an all-time favorite of mine, Calico, which I still highly recommend. This is a great little puzzle game where you have cats you're trying to get on a quilt. Wow, similar theme. But you have basically this tile spatial puzzle where you're trying to get certain patterns, but then also get like certain repetitions of patterns and colors around these different tiles for endgame goals. It's a whole lot of fun. You just got 2 tiles in your hand, you put one down, you draw a new one. It's great turn structure, but a whole lot of thinking.
So we talked about cats, and if we're going to talk about cats, we got to talk about the people that love dogs. So if you love dogs, then I am personally going to highly recommend that you check out Bark Avenue. Now, full disclosure, we are actually the designers and co-publishers of the game Bark Avenue. This is our very first game that we have designed, and
we're totally not biased at all.
We are extremely proud of this game. So Bark Avenue is a competitive dog walking game on the streets of New York that we funded on Kickstarter back in June 2022, and it was just delivered to our Kickstarter backers, and it is available on retail on November 29th. But what it is it's a dog game where you have to pick up different dogs that are needed to be walked, and they have different attributes. So some big dogs don't get along with small dogs, vice versa. They have favorite activities, so it'll help you get more tips, and you can make them poop.
Poop! You must poop! It's not quite like that.
No, not quite like that. But it's all about like route optimization and card management, and you're trying to make the most money before the sun sets. I am a former New York dog walker, so we are inspired to make this game and make it as realistic as possible, because all of these events are so true to what happened to me and other dog walkers I have met, and it has just been so fun creating this project together, and we're really happy with the end product and the fact that Good Games Publishing wanted to partner with us to be able to bring this retail version into reality. So yeah, if you do pick up a copy, we sincerely appreciate it from the bottom of our hearts. And
we're totally not biased at all.
We're not biased.
It is on this list because we think you're going to have fun with it. If you like dogs, we know you're going to enjoy this.
Yes, it is I would say, family game, but it is crunchier than the artwork may lend itself to be. So I think our whole goal of it was to bring new gamers and seasoned gamers to the same table and have a great time. So if you want to learn more about it, we just released a how to play video, so you can go and check it out.
Finally on this list is the person who's like, I don't got no space, don't give me any.
I don't got no space.
I need to clear space on my shelves, and I'm very particular about what goes on them. You all have that friend or that family member who says, don't give me a game unless it's a game that I explicitly asked for. Well, we have the cheat code, and that is a game so small that they cannot say no to. So for this category, it's going to be really tiny games. And the game that I would recommend for you to get for them is Scout. Now, Scout is a small box card game. It is a ladder climbing game, which means whatever's down, you have to beat it with a stronger set of cards. And we're going to keep trying to trump what's down. Now the trick is you're trying to play runs or sets of cards, but you cannot rearrange your hand. So you have to pull all the cards from adjacent in your hand. If you can't do that, you have to take one of the end cards that are down and insert it somewhere in your hand. Now they're double-sided cards, so you have some flexibility when you put that in on what number it is. It's a whole lot of fun, total brain burner. It's really, really great little game.
Yeah, we actually just talked about Scout in a recent video, best bang for your buck based on how many times we've played it versus to how much it costs. And it came in very high. We play this game a lot. So it would be a great purchase, I think, for someone. Jonathan always has it in his backpack for just in case.
Oh yeah, yeah. There's also two small box publishers that I want to mention, and that is Button Shy Games and Gamelin Games, who make these Tiny Epic series, if you're not familiar with them. Both of those publishers have amazing games. There are these wallet-sized games for Button Shy. They're always 18-card micro games. Really, really enjoy them. Battle Crest is probably my favorite. Also really been enjoying Super Slopes. And then Tiny Epic has Tiny Epic Vikings, Tiny Epic Dinosaurs, Tiny Epic Galaxies. Oh man, so much fun.
What I love about the Tiny Epic series is that it comes in such a small box, but it doesn't feel tiny when you open it.
Because it takes up your whole table.
It has such a big presence, and I am constantly amazed with the amount of gameplay they pack into these little boxes, and they always have such tiny, adorable components. All right, guys, that is our holiday guide for 2023. I will link everything down below, so you can go and check that out if you want to go find out anything that we said and where you can get it. But thank you guys so much for watching. We hope you have a very happy holiday, whatever you're doing. Thank you so much for being a part of TerreDice, and we really appreciate you guys being here. And we'll see you next time.
Happy playing.